Hey everybody, G-Bear out here. Homesteading the Desert, another episode. It's Monday, October 23rd, 2017. And I wanted to show you that I did get the concrete poured around the base there, but I didn't get that straightened out. And I didn't get the dog leg taken out of there. But the top part of the post is plumb. And the turbine is working just fine. So I'm going to leave it at that because right now I'm planning on getting rid of that little turbine and going to a larger one. And I will be putting in a single pole, not a two-piece pole, with that little reducer coupler in the center, and strengthening that up a little bit and going to heavier cables for guy wires and so forth and so on. So for right now, I'm operational, and that's all that matters. All right, so yesterday was one of those days where if there was any other way of wasting time, I don't know about it. It all happened to me yesterday. Bought all the materials I needed to do my workout here for this trip, and I had a cartload, and the girl at the register at Home Depot was so preoccupied with getting off for her lunch break, even though I reminded her a bunch of times about my military discount. She forgot that, and by the time she realized her mistake, it had already gone through and processed on my credit card. Well, by the time we got that all squared away, calling up the credit card company, having Home Depot reverse the charges, all that kind of stuff. Well, I was in Home Depot for 3 hours. Well, that was not a very productive day. But then I left and I went to Winco and I wanted to buy some food, and I figured, well, it's cheaper to bring it up here, but it's cheaper if I buy it up here, than bringing it up from the OC. So I was trying to save a little bit of money, but I wasted another 45 minutes in there because of the lines were so big. Anyway, I got everything back. I got everything unloaded. And by the time I did, most of the day was gone. So I got that concrete poured, I got the trailer unloaded, and that was about it. I took a shower, made my dinner, and I got to bed. I got up early this morning and got to work. And that's when I went undercover. That's right, people. I went undercover. I put the roof on my porch. I am now undercover. It is so nice under that cover. It's nice and shady. And I'm going to be putting gutters up there and roofing that tomorrow so that I can start collecting rainwater. And I'm going to have a rain barrel on that last post over there and up high so that I can drain off of it for irrigation. And that barrel will be collecting water for me off the roof. So the gutters are going to go on and all that stuff. That part is done. All right. As we move on up the line here, I also today finished the deck on the water pedestal where the big water tank is going to go. And I forgot to mention earlier that I also got up yesterday morning, and the first thing I had to do was unload all the water from the van. I was carrying 70 gallons with me, and I didn't want to drive around with that all day long. I needed to lighten up my load. But as you can see, I finished the pedestal. It's all cut into shape. It's all ready for the uprights to go on there, but not until after the tank is put in place. I should be able to get my trailer in close enough so where I can just wrap a strap around it and pull it right off of the trailer right onto the pedestal with my ATV. And that barrel will be no longer in use. That one will be going for rain catching. But I'm also going to throw a coat of paint on this thing probably tomorrow. Well, not probably tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. I got to get some paint on there so that the weather doesn't beat that all up. All right, moving down through the semi-orchard here. We're in the fall now, so there's the critters that have eaten all the green off the trees, even chewed some of the bark. But I did want to go over here and show you. I've been watering these and giving them some goat juice. And on this one over here, hey, look at that. There's some green growth on there. But something has been getting up there and chewing it too. So I got to find out why and what. I put some of these discs around, see if the glitter and reflection would help. But I haven't seen any of the ground squirrels running around since I've been using the meat and bones for my dinners and stuff to attract coyotes. And everything I put out every night is gone every morning. So I think the coyotes are keeping the squirrels at bay. I just wanted to mention that. Next off, I did not mention in my drag sled here, the base of that thing, or the main frame, is actually the frame from a treadmill. And I got that from one of my customers, or two of my customers, J&R. And I said, yeah, I might be able to use that for something. And then I designed and built this drag rack off of there for grading. And the back sloped area there was where the handrails came up right to hold up the computer parts and all of that. And I did save those for electrical experiments as downline. But all of these little pieces of angle iron are all cut off pieces that I had left over. The only one I bought was that big piece right there. I bought one 6 foot length, and those are two 3-footers going across there. And then everything else was scrap I had laying around. The diamond plates was scrap. And I had my little welder out here the other day. It's a little inversion welder. And I was welding some of these parts up. But I backed that up with screws and bolts. I wanted to make sure everything stayed in place. And somebody asked me if I could show them this unit in operation. As you can see, the ground is dragged smooth right up to where I stopped right there. I told him I couldn't possibly do that because I'd have to be filming and driving at the same time, and I don't know if that'll work. But I'm going to give it a shot anyway. If I have some time tomorrow or the next day, I will do a video showing this thing in operation. Now, all my roads are graded, so I don't really need to go grading them again. But what I will do is I will drag it out, and going over to the other side of the road over there where my pond is going to be, I'm going to need a road access going in towards the top end of the pond where I can get in and do maintenance on my systems that I'm going to have on the pond, because not originally, but down the line, I want to have fish in there, so I'm going to have to maintain it for fish. Okay, that part is done. And the cloud potatoes. Hey, my bucket's still hanging there, and it's still got plenty of moisture in it from the last time I was up. That was about 10 days ago, or about a week ago, actually. It's doing fine. I will give it some nutrients and some water tomorrow, and the same with all my other plants, my grapevine and all the trees in my orchard. I'm hoping there's still a little life in the root stock of these, so that when the spring comes, they all start showing signs of budding again. I'll also be keeping my eyes open at all of the big box stores for new trees, but I can guarantee you all the new trees are going to have better protection than these did. The chicken wire was fine to keep the rabbits away, but it didn't stop the squirrels. They can go right through it. And tomorrow, I will be doing the next part of my workout here, or starting it anyway. I still got another list of stuff I need to go back to Home Depot and pick up. But let's move around the side here, and you'll see I've got some more concrete right here, a couple of bags, or a couple of 3 bags. That's because I got all my block already here, and the ground is leveled, so from last time's grading, and it's fairly compacted. As you can tell by my footprints, they're just barely making marks in the dirt. So I'm going to set the foundation for my electric room and have that ready to go. And I want to get all of those batteries and stuff out of the inside of the cabin and out here to where they belong, into their own little room. And I've decided that instead of making it a 4x6, I'm going to make it a 6x6. Give me a little extra room in there. That's all there is to it for today. Closing this video, G-Bear out in the desert, signing off.